So starting the test drive in the kicks here, I can feel the extra kick you get with this 2-liter right off the bat. Usually that 1.6 gets up and it's basically screaming just to merge into traffic, and the 2-liter just does quite a bit better. Now overall, I think ride quality is decent for this kind of vehicle. I think it's actually good for this kind of vehicle. Now it's not super smooth. I take this same stretch of road for the Toyotas and the Nissans I review at John Roberts here in Manchester, Tennessee. And the Camry handled this very well. The Tacoma was a bit more rocky, and this Kicks is probably right there in the middle. Again, the ride is relatively smooth, but it's just a slight kind of shake to it because of the road here. And for whatever reason, when I drove that Camry, it didn't care. It was so smooth. That car is so impressive. Now with the Kicks here, I do like, actually I love the new interior for the money. It's 26 grand. You get the new screen here, the screen in the front, even the climate controls, they're more basic, but still I enjoy them. They look good. They do everything you need. It's not confusing. And I mean, the thing's pretty easy to drive. There's a reason that these sell so well. If you want a Nissan Versa, but you want something that feels more like an SUV, has the capabilities of an SUV, and you don't mind paying just a tad bit more money, this is the way to go. And relatively quiet in the cabin here. I'm just barely hearing the road on the tires, but a lot of that goes to, with this having the Xtronic CVT, it's a lot easier to keep the revs down so that the engine and the transmission are not making a lot of noise. Now I'll lean the seat back here, and hopefully that makes it a bit easier to see. This isn't my driving position, but I tend to sit up pretty straight, and where I'm taller, I'm trying to get more of the road and the steering wheel and all this instead of the visor. So hopefully that's helping, and that wasn't a poor move on my part. But in terms of the exterior, I love that we get the LED front lights. Love the design of the back. And I saw this at the, I think it was the New York Auto Show this past, what was it, February, March. And it did look good. It looked very good. And just seeing this in person, I'm still just as impressed, if not more impressed, with the design here. And Nissan kind of has a track record, well, kind of like Hyundai, I should say. They have a track record of making vehicles that look really good, and it's almost like how they drive and how they perform is an afterthought. People are just like, whoa, that looks super good. I want that car. I don't care what's in it, as long as it drives. I just want something that looks nice. And that's what they did here with this Kicks. And I think of the Hyundai Kona, even the Kia Soul, a lot of the manufacturers are focusing on making a good looking vehicle, and they're not necessarily worried about the performance and things of that nature, because most people in that segment, again, that's secondary. They want something that looks nice, that gets good fuel economy. They don't care if it has a sport mode, if it has this, has that. But speaking of which, we're gonna put in a sport mode now. Let's see how this thing gets up. Luckily, it looks like I have a bit of space here. All right, here we go. So it did pretty good getting up to speed. Now there I didn't necessarily notice a big difference in the 1.6 and the 2 liter, other than it wasn't as loud. Now the performance is there, but I didn't floor it. I put it about halfway down, maybe like 2/3, and it did a pretty good job getting up to speed. Now we're gonna test out the driving suite here. And then we'll adjust the gap back. Now I'm assuming that we'll get the optional lane centering on the higher trim levels. Not 100% there, but on this one we just have the adaptive cruise control. We have the blind spot monitors. So you get quite a bit. I want to give one more huge thank you to John Roberts Nissan for allowing me to review this Kicks today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And again, if you're looking to find the best price on one of these in your area, just click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out that information, and then we get the dealers in your area fighting to get you that best price on a Kicks, or really any other vehicle that you're interested in. So if you're stuck between the Kicks and, let's say, the Kia Soul, and you just want to see who'll get you the best price, you're able to do that as well. But all in all, a very good car for the money. And this is one of the reasons the Versa does so well, being one of the cheapest vehicles you can buy brand new. The Kicks is one of the cheapest SUVs that you can buy brand new. And you go towards an S, you know, you're getting even a cheaper vehicle there. But I think a really solid vehicle, great gas mileage. Here on the interstate, the ride is good. You get that radar cruise control, which is helpful. And again, this is just a simple car, good commuter, and then you can still do a little bit more with it as well. So with all that being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Nissan Kicks in the SV trim level.